Hi everyone, Intuitive Edge here. Welcome once again to my channel. Thanks for joining me. So the following is a channeled message that came in as I was opening up in meditation. I felt the Arcturians coming in and wanting to share what's coming up. I think there are some very, very important energies that are about to be revealed in the earth, and there's a reason for it that I think is pretty interesting. Their message was pretty cool. So I'm going to let you hear what they had to say. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and do the video. Greetings. We are linking up our energy with yours momentarily here. We are coming to you with gratitude for your willingness to hear our messages and your responsiveness to our call. This is a time of great upheaval, and as well as a time of great rejoicing in the earth. The blanket of constriction that has been on your planet is beginning to dissolve. The blanket we speak of is an energetic blanket of control that has been anchored in various points through various actions taken. This has many layers and many effects, but we wish to explain this further. There have been many times down throughout history where atrocities of one form or another that have been committed either by government or others acting in a oftentimes reprehensible manner, as you would say, where perhaps many lives were taken unjustly, where perhaps there was an energetic disturbance in the Earth's magnetic field due to an imbalance in the energies that were put forth, perhaps a catastrophic event which led to pollution or fires or some type of trauma. Those energies get embedded into the earth in the area in which those atrocities happen. You recently witnessed some of these atrocities in the Los Angeles area fires, and earlier in the Maui region as well, and also in California in the Paradise Fire. Anytime that there is an unleashment of these types of energetic forces, those energies embed in the earth, and those are used by, shall we say, the darker forces to continue to anchor in the energy of control, the energy of disturbance, and the energy of unsettlement. In the natural ebb and rhythm of life is an ever-expanding, ever-upward, ever-growing continuum of energy that is uplifting and vibrating at higher and higher realms. And this blanket of energy that we are speaking of allegorically is designed to anchor in to tamp down the what would be a natural effervescent expansion of your species and of the earth itself. These are temporary constrictures that are placed to disturb the natural rhythm of life on your planet. And every time there is an upheaval, it disturbs that rhythm. Sometimes those disturbances happen naturally with the earth, but anytime it is a natural occurrence, such as a volcano or an earthquake, those things are a releasement to help the earth rid herself of the constrictures of the area. Earthquakes tend to happen in an effort by the earth to release the shackles that are prohibiting the natural unfoldment of your species and of her own ascension. Sometimes earthquakes are violent, and there is often loss of life. These are intricate, and there are many layers, as we said. And oftentimes when there are man-made disasters and man-made massacres, those are an effort to clamp back down the energies. Many on your planet who are of the dark arts know about this energy and how the earth oftentimes is working to shake off that energy. And they go in with their rituals and their mantras and their own dark energy work in an effort to clamp back down those energies that are trying to be released by Mother Earth. The energy blanket that we speak of is like a grid. It is an energy grid. And there are certain energy points that are anchoring in that clamping down of the natural energy of Earth that wants to break free and expand and evolve to higher frequencies. These anchor points okay, this is me here. This is me, intuitive edge, coming back through here. I'm seeing like this, like an energetic wet blanket being placed on like the earth, but it's in grids, it's in lines, and I'm seeing like this anchor point. They're giving me this visual of, it almost looks like an iron spike from like an old railroad iron spike, really big and thick, and it's anchoring down, and layers and layers of trauma in the earth, especially in certain areas that have experienced trauma over and over and over again, those are clamping back down. And what I'm being shown is that these energies are beginning to like vibrate. Even those are beginning to vibrate. And eventually they will loosen up. They are loosening up. And I'm feeling a mix, is what I was picking up with them. I'm feeling like we're in the midst of an energetic overload that is about to explode on the earth. And it's both freeing, and there's also that effort of clamping down. But it's almost feeling like okay, I'm getting this back in again. Those that have sought to anchor in those energies for so long, it has been on this planet, different energy points, different ley lines, different parts on the energy grid around this blanket that has been placed on humanity, on the earth itself, and repeatedly anchored in by continued abuse and trauma of the earth and her people. As this energy grid is beginning to loosen, the overwhelming response, think of it like shaking up a soda can. There has been so much pressure as you shake the can, and you shake it and you shake it. When you open it, the release can be very explosive. We wish to say this. There is a release that is coming to earth that will feel like upheaval, explosive energy, things that are just erupting. And this could be volcanic. It could be earth changes and earth movements. This is because the energy has been clamped down for so long. This is a natural thing that it would release in such a, what may be perceived as a violent manner. But know this, the earth is resetting herself. She is living, breathing, and evolving. And her energy wishes to express at a higher vibrational rate. And she is going to do that no matter the blanket of energy that has been artificially placed upon her. I feel a scrambling. This is Intuitive Edge again. I'm feeling a scrambling energy coming in that is like trying to grab control. Imagine that you have a tent canopy like you see at an outdoor market, and a wind gust comes up and everybody rushes to grab the 4 posts and anchor it back down because the wind is about to take that canopy and blow it away. That's what this is like. I feel like those who are in the dark arts or who do not have humanity's best interest at heart, I feel like those energies are trying to hold the canopy down. And it feels like the violence, it's going to feel violent. We have to use discernment. I'm feeling like the energy is saying we have to be discerning in the coming weeks. What may look violent and awful could be a natural releasing of the soda can that gets opened and everything comes out because it's been under pressure for so long. It has to be that way. It's going to get eruptive. It's going to get violent. And again, this is not to scare anybody. I'm not trying to fearmonger here. But we have to say, is this good? Is this the natural lifting off of that artificial blanket that's been there for so long? That was the real violence done to Earth and her people, was the artificial wet blanket done to contain, to control, to keep us from evolving. That was violence. That was violence. Kind of like they say, don't poke the bear. If you disturb something long enough, you might get a violent reaction. But does that mean that the reaction was bad or that you shouldn't have been poking it in the first place? Does that make sense? What we are seeing coming up is again, I don't know if it's going to be a full release of the wet blanket analogy, but it's going to come off. And we have to understand that that is what's happening, that the violence coming up is not a clamping down, but a releasing. An allowing of the energies to explode out and to expand. You can't keep something contained when it is expanding. It's sooner or later, it's going to bubble over. That's what it's doing. The energy is bubbling over. The energy is expanding. And those who are frantic right now trying to clamp down are the ones who are going to be the most affected. Their tactics aren't going to work anymore, is what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. Their tactics are not working. Let's see if there's anything else. I feel like they maybe I should have clarified who's coming in. The Arcturians was what I'm feeling is coming in. And they are watching, they are witnessing, they are actually assisting in this releasing of the clamped down energy. We are coming up to where we are supposed to be, where we are meant to be. And it could feel very unsettling. It could feel upsetting. It could feel violent. This is where discernment is going to be very valuable. Not everything that explodes is bad. It's a part of moving the energy, expanding it out. And it's going to be interesting because I'm feeling like a frantic energy trying to hold that canopy analogy that I use, like trying to hold it from being taken by the wind. And the wind is so strong that's going to be coming through. I don't know if that's literal or symbolic. Could be both. But the wind coming through is going to be so strong that it is literally going to pull that wet blanket off. But I also saw it dissolving. It's losing its strength. The wet blanket isn't just being peeled away. It's like it's vaporizing, it's dissolving. It's no longer what it was. Just like if you put a piece of, burlap or something out in the weather for a long, long time, eventually it's going to biodegrade. That's what's happening. And if you'll notice, I was also feeling like certain places on earth that have been plagued by violence over and over and over. Those are the areas where the clamp down is the hardest by the dark forces. They are trying to clamp that energy down. That's an anchor point. And those anchor points could go along ley lines. And it could affect areas hundreds or thousands of miles along that line on another continent. And then another anchor point over there. It's a grid. It's an energetic blanket of a grid. And I'm just going to say, this is me talking here. For far too long, humanity has not understood what the dark forces understand. Crystals, energy. This is why they have hidden it, which is what the word occult means. It means hidden. That's why it's been hidden. And I dare say this is why so many of the leaders in our churches or elsewhere have said never to understand. Don't ever look at energy. Don't ever learn any of this. Perhaps that's part of the control to keep humanity under that blanket, under that control. Meanwhile, there are groups who do understand the power of crystals. They do understand the power of energy and vibration, and they use it to their benefit, not the benefit of the greater good of humanity or of the earth. They use it for control. And it's been occulted for a reason. It's been hidden from the rest of us. If we did understand the power of energy and frequency and vibration, if we did understand those, if we understood ley lines more, and I know some of you maybe listening do, and that's awesome if you do. But a lot of people don't. They don't understand. They're oblivious to the significance of violence happening in one certain area of the globe over and over and over again, and why that keeps happening. They just think it's some random reason. Or it's just those people over there. They're just violent people. And they don't understand the significance of what may be going on behind the scenes that is keeping that in place. That is a volatile area. So any of you energy workers out there, this is an area where we can do energy work. Find an area of the earth. Oh, gee, I can think of one right now. How about the Middle East? Places there that have had violence, disturbances for millennia. There has been injustice, a clamping down energy in a lot of the areas in that area. And I think of like Gaza. That place is under tight surveillance. And yeah. And just not to get too political here on this, but when Israel was formed in 1940, either 7 or 8, I don't remember which, that was the dark forces establishing that as an anchor point to keep that area under control, under the thumb, under the blanket. There's a big spike of energy, and by spike, I'm talking about the iron spike. That is in that area. There is one of those energetically in that area that is clamping down. But I do feel like it's loosening, it's vibrating. Feels like it's starting to come apart. So, we can hold that the earth is assisting, and the Arcturians certainly are assisting us with that. And it's not just there. There are other places on the earth where perhaps an extreme communist government is clamping down. You think of the repressive regimes around the world. I think we haven't one of those points in the United States, to be honest. And that one, I do believe, is starting to loosen. There is so much happening with the energy of the United States and the people rising up and demanding change, demanding people be held accountable, justice, all of that. I'm thinking things could get very volatile in the next few weeks, few months. I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot that's going to come out. And don't be surprised if there's earth changes, volcanoes, bad weather, extreme, dire earthquakes, volcanoes, anything like that. I think that's all going to be at play. And just know, if those happen, now, I do want to say, I know that there is a thing called weather manipulation, and some of those storms can be induced. So we have to use discernment with what's coming up. Is it induced, or is it the earth readjusting to this energy being lifted off? Just like you pop the lid on this. That's what's happening. There's going to be that, and there's also going to be attempted clampdowns, but I don't think the clampdowns, that's not what this new energy coming out is going to be about. I think it's going to be about the earth readjusting. All right, I think I've said enough on this. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think we're in for a wild ride, and what I'm feeling is very hopeful, because if it is true that the energies that have clamped humanity down and clamped the earth energy under this control, if that truly is shaking off and releasing, boy, we are in for a really intense period, but also a good period. It may not feel good at first. It may not feel good in the middle of it. It may not be nice, but just like going back to this analogy, if you shake this up, I mean, you could get it all over yourself and make a mess, right? But it's a natural thing that happens. It has to happen. Laws of physics. All right, there are spiritual laws at play too. And I think the control group has had things artificially clamped down for far too long. And they're about to find out that the earth is not happy about it. And now the earth finally, I think, has the support of the people behind her. I think, I'm just going off my own thoughts on this, I think the people of the earth have met that tipping point, and we are now one with Mother Earth in ridding ourselves and ridding her of this control blanket. All right, everybody. Playing with my pendulum here. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. This has been Intuitive Edge. Bye for now.